Hey everyone, welcome to Intention Tuesday. I am, my goodness, gotta love tech. Gotta love tech. Welcome, happy full moon, and how are you today? Are you fully here? I feel like I'm running against time, but I would like you and I both to settle in with breath before we dive into a really meaty intention number 23. That's fitting for the reclamation, the release, and renewal of a full moon. So join me in 3 deep breaths. Ready? Okay, in through our nose, out through our mouth. Another one in through our nose, out through our mouth. Sinking further into the sacred space that's built just for us, our In10 Tuesday tribe. Another in through our mouth, hold it. And out. Awesome. Today's intention, which was created by Jill, focuses on transformation and the ability to take back our power and change our mindset, change our state of being. And it all starts with acknowledgement. Acknowledging that we are in a place that doesn't feel good, that it's very uncomfortable. In fact, as I was preparing to put together our Intention Tuesday space and go through the process of calling in our ancestors and the divine and courting the earth and making a safe cocoon for us here to explore this intention, a few minutes before, my daughter had gone into a spiral and was in an extremely uncomfortable state due to school. She was caught off guard and felt like she should have had the answers to something and created a story. So instead of just going through an experience and saying, okay, I'm learning, online and I'm not supposed to know how everything goes, she attached an expectation to her experience and versus just being fully embodied and willing. And once she attached a story, an expectation to that experience, she split herself in half and began suffering. And it was about first acknowledging that what it was that she was experiencing was this suffering state. And first, that step had to happen before she could begin to shift out of it. Right? And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go through a visual imagery exercise, and we're going to practice transforming our suffering into the cool moonlight of peace. So thank you, Jill, for helping us expand our awareness. Okay, are you ready? Intention number 23. You can transform suffering. My every conscious breath is a vehicle for peace. With it, I can recognize and transform my suffering. Suffering can take many forms: anger, resentment, hatred, fear, injustice, impatience, grief. But basically, it's anything that lowers our vibration, knocks us out of alignment, and it often even chokes us. physically feeling that oppression in our body, stealing our accessibility to voice what we need, who we are, how we feel. This week, we looked at Dr. Joseph Parent, a renowned expert in performance psychology, to help us transform all aspects of suffering through a visual meditation. With this intention, you can change the vibration of a situation, not just for yourself, but for others. And when we experience negativity and suffering, we can transform it. We can make that change for ourselves and for everyone else around us. Are you ready? Okay. I'm going to put on the timer. Goodness, we're already at 10:10. Thank you for your patience. We have 2 mantras today that are available for us to work with. I encourage you to practice the one that resonates with you the most. But I also want to acknowledge that if one of the mantras makes you feel uncomfortable, there's no judgment. Just stay curious. Stay willing to explore. Maybe try both of them. So, intention 23, mantra A is, I breathe in my suffering. I breathe out the cool moonlight of peace. My every conscious breath is a vehicle for peace, for myself and for others. Now we also have an alternative. Number 23B. Breathing in, I acknowledge my suffering. Breathing out, I transform it to the cool moonlight of peace. Either one are perfect. Find the one that's right for you and begin exploring. Allow yourself to drop deeper down into the sacred space where you are the bridge between heaven and earth. Bring your awareness to the center of the earth and the cord that connects from her heart center to your heart center. Follow that cord of golden light from that center of the earth, up through the crust and in through the bottoms of your feet, moving up into your body. And allow it to fill into your heart. Fill it up with that golden light. And then move from your heart to the top of your head and out towards the sun. Establishing that bridge, keeping you anchored. And before we dive fully into this exercise, call in your ancestors. Call in your guides and your angels and ask them for help as you practice the transformation of your suffering. I breathe in my suffering. I breathe out the cool moonlight of peace. My every conscious breath is a vehicle for peace, for myself, and for others. Take a nice, big, embodied breath. Become aware of your heart center. Become aware of the energy in this space. Is it heavy? Is it dense? Is it light? Check in. There's no wrong answer. We're building awareness. Continue to relax. And in your imagination, I would like you to explore this area around your heart. And imagine that this area is pure crystal. Iridescent, full of all the colors of the rainbow. What shape is your crystal heart? Is it more than clear? Does it lean towards one color or another? Well, this heart crystal connects us to the divine, and it's always accessible to us. All we must do is bring our awareness to this point. And any time that we encounter a negative emotion or we feel like we're slipping into a negative state of mind, it's here at the ready, and it needs only our attention to be activated. So as we bring our awareness to our crystal, we want to expand the vibration, expand the energy of that crystal, and allow that vibration to shift any density or dullness in your heart. Maybe we need two hands for this. So I invite you to put your hands on your chest and allow your hands to feel that love expansion move out of your crystal heart, reaching out into the heavens, expanding forwards and behind you. Watching as that vibration rises to the highest level that your body can hold. And as you breathe in, become aware of any negative emotions or any suffering that you're holding in your heart. And we're going to use our breath to invite that cool moonlight of peace. Breathing in, I acknowledge my suffering. Breathing out, I transform it to the cool moonlight of peace. We may not be responsible for the experiences that evoke our suffering, but thank goodness for our free will and accountability, because once we acknowledge that we are in this state, we have the power to shift. I breathe in my suffering. I breathe out the cool moonlight of peace. My every conscious breath is a vehicle for peace for myself and for others. As I breathe in my suffering, I'm taking control. I choose to collect it. I choose not to be drowned by it or oppressed by it. I choose to call it back in, and I choose to transform it. And through our energy alchemy, shift it into peace. You are not absorbing it like taking in a toxin or swallowing a bomb. Your in-breath is awareness. Your out-breath is release and transformation. Breathing in, I acknowledge my suffering. Breathing out, I transform it to the cool moonlight of peace. You are not alone. You are being held by everyone in this group. You're being held by God's Source. 10 minutes goes by so fast. This is a big one. So those of you who can stay with me for a few more minutes as we continue to transmute, please do. For those of you that cannot, thank you for coming. You are the highlight of our week. And I invite you to return here at 10 p.m. tonight to continue to work on this with Jill. Check in with your crystal heart. Is it clear or is it cloudy? Take another few breaths in. Breathing in, I acknowledge my suffering. Breathing out, I transform it to the cool moonlight of peace. You always have the choice. You always have the power. I breathe in my suffering. I breathe out the cool moonlight of peace. My every conscious breath is a vehicle for peace for myself and others. Okay, we're going to begin to wiggle our toes, do a little shake, wiggle our fingers. In fact, let's go ahead and shake our fingers out. We're going to tap on our chest. We're going to really shake up that crystal. And we're going to thank our bodies. Send appreciation and love for the bravery and the willingness to even acknowledge that we go through periods of suffering. That's huge. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. With every breath, you've empowered yourself by taking back control. I invite you to explore this practice further throughout the week. It may not be an easy one, but it will take you far. Don't be afraid. We're doing this together. Sending you all ease and grace. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, stop by again at 10 p.m. and explore this further with Jill. Happy full moon.